Okay, I've already done a video of a pre-build video of all the parts you'll need to do the vintage model company Spitfire. So what I'm doing now is a dry run of all the electronics so that I can make sure everything's working okay now, so that when I build the aircraft and I put the stuff in, I'm wiring everything up the right way. And I've never done this before, and there's no video on YouTube I can find for the easy setup. Everything's pre-wired and they just show you what works where, but that's no good to me. I don't even know how power gets to that. So it's kind of like the first time I've ever done it. So the first thing we need to do is bind this to the radio. So we turn the radio on. I've got a symbol at the top here, which to me is showing it's connected, like an aerial signal. No information about the receiver, what it's receiving, and no information about the battery in the model, what voltage that is yet, but hopefully that will show eventually. Voltage in the model, I'm showing it in the transmitter, I'm showing it 12.3, the battery that I've got in it, so that's okay. So let's try and bind the radio to the receiver. So the first job is to get me battery, connect the power controller, which is this speed controller. We won't plug it in yet. I'm lost already. Oh yeah, that goes to throttle, which is channel 3, and negative is at the bottom. So negative is the black wire, the white wire is the signal, and it's channel 3. So it should be there. Channel 3. Okay, so that's in. So whether or not this battery will now power up the transmitter, the receiver, I don't know. So we'll give it a go. Plug this in. And it has, it's powered that up, so that's how that works. It's a solid red light. So we're going to bind it now. You bind it by pressing and holding the little button at the side here for more than 1 second. 1 and 2. It's flashing. As you can see, it's gone a solid red colour, and my transmitter is now showing the signal received. So that's working. So that's that bound now to the transmitter. So we'll turn the transmitter off. We'll disconnect the battery. And we will plug in this gadget, and this gadget sends the information of the battery status to the transmitter that will be in the aircraft. So that goes into this. So ground is at the bottom, so that's black. So we just plug that into the first 3 because it's a 3-cell battery. So 1, 2, 3, 3-cell battery. We plug the lead in. Ground is at the top. That's black at the top. We plug that in. So we've got the battery connected, and we've got the cable connected, which goes into the top of the receiver, which is this. Ground at the top. Black. And that's it. So when we connect this up now, this should talk to this and tell us the the capacity of this battery. So we'll turn the receiver on. It's not receiving anything. We'll plug that in again, like that, and wait. This is clever. Look at that. So I've got my signal, and I've now got the voltage being sent to the receiver, which is 5.1 volt, and I've got the voltage that the battery capacity is at the moment, which is 11.4, and you can set alarms within this receiver. So if your level of voltage goes below a certain amount on the plane, it will bleep and warn you, and if your if your volts go below a certain level on your receiver, the receiver will bleep and tell you. So it's like a safety thing. So that's that done. Now, next thing to do is to plug some servos in. So I'm going to turn this off again just through safety. I don't want to blow anything. Undo this again. Jesus. Now we'll plug in the servos. And the first thing you need to get, by the way, with this, especially with the Spitfire model, is a Y harness, which is this type of thing. I found it quite expensive on Amazon, so I got this from Alibaba, the Chinese site. I got a pack of something like 10 pieces. 3 of these. I think there were 2 triple ones and loads of extension wires for about £2.80 and delivery charge about £1.80, and I got them in 5 days. Well, they seem quite good quality. So your 2 servos plug into these, marry the wires up, and the reason you need a Y harness is because these are the ailerons. So that would go to one wing, that would go to the other, and the one command sends the same command to each servo. So that basically you're going to get that on your ailerons, if you get what I'm getting at. So as long as you set your horns a certain way on your servos, you'll get this business. So that way the plane will bank left, and that way the plane will bank the other way. So they're connected, and they go into one negative at the bottom. That goes into one. Yeah. Next one is elevator, and that goes into 2. Bloody hell, this is tight. That goes into 2. I always wonder why they make them such a tight fit. And then rudder goes into 4. Ground at the bottom. So I've got the servos connected, battery, that's going to have to plug over here somehow. I'm getting a right mess. This has all got to go into the plane, this as well. And the motor, which is here, make sure that's down. 1, 2, 3. Now these connections, it doesn't matter which way they go. The problem is, if you've wound them up wrong and your motor ends up spinning clockwise, looking at it, then it's incorrect. So all you have to do is swap 2 over. You don't have to swap all 3, whatever. You just swap 2 over. It won't make the thing blow up or anything. And all that will do is make the motor spin the right way. The way it works is it sends pulses. This sends a pulse down this wire, turns it a third. Down this wire, turns it another third. Down this wire, turns it the final third. So you get a pulse type situation with the motor. That's how it works. And what I've done is I've made some labels just to make sure when I have got the motor running the right way, I can label each of these wires so that I know what goes where when I've built the aircraft, so I'm not buggering about trying to do it in a tight space. So that's that. I'm a bit worried about this is going to spin off the table if it goes. Right, so let's try. This should work. Bang! Right, okay. Something's bleeping. That's... Why is it doing that? Oh, I know. Put the radio on, that would help. Right. I don't know. servos are working. This is like a safety thing, this. So I don't know why it's doing that. Let's just try all the switches, see what it does. No. Okay, something's wrong. So I'll turn the radio off. Try it again. Ah. So that is spinning. That is spinning clockwise. So that's wrong. That's working. Just did my trim there to stop it spinning all the time. Yeah, that's definitely going clockwise, so those wires need reversing. So we'll turn the power off on the transmitter, and I'm not going to bother unplugging the mains. The power. We'll swap those two round. That goes in there. That goes in there. Let's try it again. Transmitter on. And that is going anti-clockwise. Perfect. So that's working. So what I know to do is to mark this as a plus, that's a plus, so I know which way they go. That is a minus, that is a minus, so I know which way they go on blank to blank. Now, my servos, my aileron servos, which are these, should both work at the same time. And they do, as you can see there. The rudder, bollocks. The rudder, which I think is that one, yeah, that's working, you can see. And the elevator, that's working, as you can see. Perfectamundo. Okay, that's everything working there. So now we turn the radio off, and I've got the next stage. I'm going to change the. I'm going to change. Let me turn the wire. Oh no, I'll do it in a minute. Let's unplug the power, and I'm going to change something on this now. I don't like wiggling plugs, but they're awkward to get out. Okay, so power's off. So we're going to take out all these servos because I'm fitting something else. And what I'm fitting, I know that all works. What I'm fitting is this gadget, and it's a Giro Stabiliser. And the idea with this is you have it, there's even an arrow on it to show which way it needs to point on the actual plane when it's mounted. It has to be mounted flat, like that. And what you do when you power your plane up, the plane or this gadget works out how level it is. I don't know how it works. Might be a bit of mercury in it or something like that. I have no idea. And the idea with this, it's got 6 settings. It's got off, gyro and stabiliser in one mode, which you would do with a switch on your radio when it's programmed to that channel, such as that. Hold on. That is one mode. So you've got a 3-way switch. That one's set at the back there. So you'd have off, you'd have gyro, and you'd have stabiliser. So you've got 3 choices there. Flick the switch the other way, and that gives you another 3, which is one of them is where you can stand the plane on its tail and do acrobatics. Another setting I've forgotten, and another setting I've forgotten. But I need to program these switches to be able to allow that to be switched to the right mode. But I've not done that yet. I don't know how to do it on the radio, so I'm going to learn how to do that. But we need to wire this in to the circuit. So the first thing to do is to connect the PC S-bus connection. So negative is at the bottom, and that's the S-bus connected. Yeah, negative at the bottom. Yeah, negative at the bottom. That will go into here. Negative at the bottom, which is the black. That goes into there like that. Now, now. Then I need to connect the servos. So. Throttle. Hold on. Throttle. Rudder is the next one to connect. And that goes to 4. So rudder. Negative at the bottom. Signal at the top. So that's the rudder. We're going to do the throttle on 3, which is that. Negative at the bottom, signal at the top. We're going to do... Hold on, have I gone wrong here? Oh no, elevator 2, which is this, with the wire harness. Negative at the bottom, signal at the top. And we're going to do aileron on the last connection, which is 1. Negative at the bottom, signal at the top. So that's that. Now for this to work, as I said before, I've not linked it yet to the switches on the transmitter, so it might not do anything, but we'll give it a go. So I plug the power in. See it flashing, so it's stabilising itself. It's now stopped. Motor's armed. So turn the radio on. Turn that down. Oof, bollocks. Trim that down. That's working. Is it still? Yeah, it's still turning the right way. That's working. They're working. Oh! And that's working. Now, this is interesting. The gyro has set itself to what could be gyro or could be stabilisation, I don't know. Because if I move it, the servos are operating. So if you imagine the plane is in flight, I make a balls up of it and I think, God, I've got to get this back before I lose the thing or crash it, whatever. If you let go of all your controls, this should stabilise the aircraft into the stable flight. And if I demonstrate it now, I just pretend I'm the aircraft now. When I move this, the servos, I don't know if you can see, but all the servos are moving as it's finding its level. So clever. So you can see that. See? So that's like what that's doing. It's manipulating all the flaps on the plane to get it to be a level flight. And it sounds simple, but I'll soon find out when I've built the thing and I'll try and fly it. Well, I'm dead chuffed with all that. I've got everything working and it's working a treat. So the motor, just check that again. Yeah, perfect that. Okay. Servo, rudder, yeah. Elevator, yeah. Hold on. Wait a minute, that's wrong. No, I've done that wrong. I wired something in wrong there. Because that should be elevator. Elevator should be channel 2. What have I done? Yeah, I think I've wired, yeah, I've wired that the wrong way around, so I'll sort that out now. Okay, I'll sort that now. So radio off, off, get rid of the power. Jeez. And fix this issue. So, start again. Come on, you bugger. Right, so I've got complex this. I've got that should be rudder. Yeah. Next one should be throttle, which is that. Let's get this right. Signal at the top, ground at the bottom, so that's throttle. Next one should be elevator, which is that one. I think I had it cocked up before. Signal at the top, ground at the bottom. Okay, and then the last is ailerons. This should work now. Let's try this. There we go. Okay, power on, plug in, wait. That's bleeping away till it finds its level. Okay, we're happy. Let's try it. So rudder's working. Motor's working. This is the problem one. So elevator. Yeah, elevator's working there, look. And then the avions. Perfect. Working sweet. So that's all the electronics done. So everything's working a treat. All I've got to do is mark these wires so I know which way they should be going. And at least I know now, when I built the aircraft and I'm installing all this, if it's worked on the bench, it should work in the aircraft. So thanks for watching. And the next one will be when I'm building the actual plane itself, and I'll try and do it in stages. So I've already done a video about the pre-build, showing all the parts that you'll need to actually do the aircraft. And I'll just add this one now. And stay tuned for the others. Okay, thank you. See you now.